Hello YouTube. Now it's time for me to install these springs on the rear struts. As you can see, they need to be compressed, and if you're using your old struts and want to put new springs, either lowering or regular springs, remember that these are under a lot of pressure. So if you try to take them off without spring compressors, it can probably shoot out, hit you, or just hurt you or even kill you. So don't be stupid. Either rent the tools or buy them. In my case, I bought these. They are coil spring compressor. Bought it at AutoZone for $34. I think it was a pretty good deal. You notice right there has the pins on them. So when you clamp them on, they won't pop loose and hurt you or kill you. Okay, and the first thing you need to do with these is put a little oil on the treads. I just already did that. Every time you use them, you got to oil the treads to keep them from stripping the threads and all this other stuff. And first thing first, let's get the springs here. Okay. Now, in order to properly compress this, you got to know which is the top and which is the bottom of the spring. On these springs, the lettering will tell you. Okay, and this, you turn it, okay, right there. Okay, the lettering, so that means this is the top and that's the bottom. So when you put the clamps on, make sure the tightening bolts are facing up toward the top of the spring. I'm going to put them on this one. You got to have them 180 degrees on both sides. One and one on this side. So it'll be evenly clamping down. It won't pop loose or anything like that. So I'm going to put one on each side and start clamping down. When you do this, remember, a little at a time on both sides. You got to do it evenly so they can compress down uniformly. So I'm going to put these on and we'll start compressing these. Okay, here we go. They're on now. Got them 180 degrees apart. And I'm going to start just tightening them up a little bit at a time. Couple turns here, couple turns there, couple turns here, couple turns there. You alternate back and forth so this can evenly compress. Now you want to get it where the spring will compress enough so you can put the strut mount on. I say right in the middle of that stopper. See, right in the middle where it has the indentation? You want to get the spring that low so you can put the mounts and the bolts and the washers and everything on, and then you can just loosen up the compressors a little bit at a time until it rises back up and seats with the strut mount. And then you can actually loosen up and take the compressors off and you installed it. So, but right now, let's get to tightening on this. Yeah, it's a little kind of crooked though, but it's clamped down. It's down low enough where I can put the washer, the mount on top, and then bolt, and then you tighten and snug it down to specs depending on the strut you have or what the strut instructions on the strut mount says. And then once you tighten all that down, you can slowly release the tension on this and everything will seat back up into the strut and everything will look pretty well ready for installation. So let me put a washer in here, then the mount, then another washer, and then the bolt. Tighten it down to specs, and then I'll slowly loosen up these so the spring will go back, seat into the mount, and be ready for installation. And here they are, ready for installation. That'll be it for right now. Time to get some sleep. And in a few hours, I'm going to be putting this thing in. We'll see how it turns out. Till later.